Hi everybody, today I'm going to talk about 10 ways you can help a grieving person. If you have a friend, coworker, or relative who has lost someone recently, here are 10 things that you can do to help them. Number 1, make them or bring them food. A lot of times grieving persons, they've got to eat, they've got to keep their bodies healthy, but they may not have energy to do that, to go to the grocery store to make food, or they might not feel like eating. So do what you can to make it easy for them to eat. Which leads me to number 2, which is ask them if they have eaten. Because like I said, when you're under extreme stress, also it's part of the neurological response to when you're under that fight or flight, responding to a threat, which includes stress. The body actually turns off certain processes to conserve energy, to have energy to fight the thing that they're facing. So a grieving person actually might not feel hungry because that part of the body is like not on. But obviously they still need to eat. So 1 and 2, ask them if they've eaten, or bring them food, make them food without them even asking. And I'll tell you what, they'll appreciate it. Number 3, ask them if they are sleeping. You check on them, see if they've been sleeping. And if they've been having trouble sleeping or whatever, try to encourage them to get some rest, at least, and I'm going to do another video later on some things that can help you sleep or help someone else who's having trouble sleep. So that'll be coming in the future. Number 4, offer to listen if they might want to talk about it. Just say, I'm always here, and really listen if they do take you up on it. Number 5, especially for the person, excuse me. So let me start over with that one. Number 5 is to share about an experience that you may have had, or to especially reach out to them if you've experienced a major loss, or the same type of loss. So, you lost someone very, very important in your life, and they just lost someone very, very important in their lives. And then even more so, if it's a major type of loss, which is considered like a spouse, parent, or child. I would also throw a sibling or a best friend in there. But one thing, because I want to say one thing that really helped me when I lost my sister, I was actually trying to find information that might help me, like something to read or whatever. I found a few message boards, but I actually found very little literature or blogs or anything else about the specific experience of losing a sibling, particularly losing a sibling earlier in life, or losing a sibling, like in my case, to drug overdose. But what did help me is, I gotta say, probably about 6 people hit me up on Facebook and said, hey, I lost my sister to cancer, or I lost my sister, she was a drug addict, or my brother committed suicide, or whatever. And just those people reaching out meant so much to me. I want to add the caveat, though, that if you do that, I think it helps the person a lot to know that you've been through something similar, but never assume that their experience is the same as yours, or that they're feeling the same feelings that you're feeling. So you have to allow for them to have their own individual grief process. But if you want to offer up that you've been through something similar, that can go a long way. And then number 6, reach out and show that person love. Messages, texts, phone calls, letters, cards go a very long way. I know there was a lot of times when I didn't feel like talking to anyone specifically, but I even got a message one time that said, hey, I know you might not feel like talking, you might be inundated, don't even feel like you have to respond. I just wanted to tell you that I've been thinking about you. I'm sorry you're going through this. And that meant so much to me, and people doing that. And which goes with number 7, which is keep them on your radar. Support tends to fall off typically for grieving persons within 2 to 3 weeks. I can tell you everybody grieves for much longer than that. From my research, a normal grieving process, which there really isn't one, they don't try to put numbers and labels on things. But studies have shown that for someone to at least return to normal functioning, be more themselves at work, start socializing again, that type of thing, it could usually be between 2 and 4 months. And that is for someone who, that's like best case scenario. That's like someone who was already resilient, already physically and mentally healthy, has the coping skills, and that maybe it wasn't a sudden loss, maybe it wasn't something traumatic necessarily, like I was talking about, if it's suicide or drug addiction or a sudden loss, in which when I talked about sudden losses the other day, I forgot to mention also that could be accident, heart failure, natural disaster. Like there's a whole bunch of ways that someone can die and you don't expect it, but it goes against our sense of security and our idea that this person's going to be there, especially if they were young when it happened, and it didn't happen in the natural course of like growing old and getting sick, which is also horrible and sad and hard to process also. So I want to throw that in there. So keep that person on their radar. I had a lot of people checking on me, bringing me food, being really sweet to me, and I totally appreciated it. But that was really for about the first 2 weeks. And then, after that, there was like maybe a handful of people that I was really close to, but definitely check on people, think about them. And then later on, when it comes to things, if you happen to know about that person's birthday, or it's the anniversary of the death is coming up, please keep that person in your thoughts, pray for them, check on them, see how they're doing, if there's anything that you can do. And then number 8 is just to offer them help. If they're a coworker, offer if you can take something off their plate. If they're a neighbor, maybe you could help them with yard work or walking their dog. If you're a friend and you can just come over and help them with housework, running errands. I had a lot of trouble after I lost my sister, just trying to do everyday things and like adulting and like, and I would ask people, which brings me to number 9. I would ask people to just come and be there with me. I'd be like, hey, I have so much stuff to do and I just feel like I can't even get out of bed. Will you come over? Because if you come over, at least somebody's here and I can like do these things. Will you just be with me while I do these things? And they'd be like, yeah. I'm giving this advice though about what you can do, because not everybody is going to have not every grieving person is going to feel comfortable to ask for help, is going to know to ask for help. People don't want to feel a drain. They don't want to put their problems on other people, or they might be stigma, like if it was suicide or drug addiction, related death or something else that was very traumatic for them. It might be really hard for them to get outside of themselves enough to have the perspective to say, hey, I need X, Y, or Z. People aren't always going to ask for it. So these are things that you can offer without them asking, or that you can do without them asking, that will go a long way. Which brings, so number 9 again was just to be present. Just offer to be there. And I mentioned listening, offering to listen. This is kind of the same type of thing. Basically, be a warm body. Go be in the room with someone. You feel like, and let them know. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything. They don't have to entertain you. They can help you with something if they want your help. If they don't want your help, you'll just be there. That is so huge. That is so huge. And that brings me to number 10, which is something that is can be awkward to offer and can be extremely hard to ask for, so I added it in here anyway, which is to offer financial assistance. So if you're able to help anybody financially, I'll tell you what, last minute flights to attend funerals or to be at someone's hospital bed, any little bit you can do to help them financially, and that includes like buying them groceries, or it could be like any amount, but you could offer it, or you could just like do stuff if you kind of have an idea but you don't want to ask or make them uncomfortable or embarrassed. So I mean, money's a touchy subject for people. Last minute trips to go to a funeral or say goodbye to someone, in addition to all the extra bills and stuff, or if they took time off work even, then maybe they lost money because of that. So anyway, that's the 10 things. Let me know what you think, and I hope they help you. And this is aimed at things you can do to support someone who is grieving, but also if you are grieving, these are all things that you might think about what you need. so that you can let those close to you also know what you need and to ask for that support. And I hope that this really helps. And thank you for listening. Have a great day. Bye.